All right. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
And before we get started, we'd like to give our praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Chakwadash.
Yahweh, being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the word ignorantly and incorrectly calls God. Bahashem, in the name Yahweh Shah, the true name of the only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, who the word ignorantly and incorrectly calls Jesus Christ. Bahashem, in the name or Chakwadash, the Holy Spirit. We'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught us the truth. And peace, blessing, love, and salutations to those who scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May the blessing of election fall upon your household. To you we say Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
And tonight, this is the branch of the Kentucky Israelite Church coming back to you again tonight with another new moon lesson, Shabbat lesson, out through the spring, probably of us, and as I said, it is the new moon, the new Shabbat come in on the new moon, which is which this month, this moon cycle rather,
which is the month,
right?
So yeah, it is the true month,
right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the new Sabbath is Monday sundown to Tuesday sundown. So we just had the Shabbat last night, yesterday, and then the new moon came in the very next night. So the new sort of Shabbat is, again, Shabbat's based on new moon, and this month, this cycle, it's Monday sundown, Tuesday sundown, and in tonight's new moon lesson, as you see the title, India will shoot nuclear missiles at America very soon, according to the Bible. ... According to the Bible. Again, India will shoot nuclear missiles at America very soon. ... According to the Bible. Because, like the brother always says, we ain't got nothing else to say unless it's according to the scriptures. And, we're here tonight through the spirit power of Hashem Yahshua to tell you, to prophesy to you through the spirit that India, as well as the rest of these heathen nations, are going to shoot nuclear missiles at America. We got India because we got a little clip for you, and as well as an article going into missile tests that India is doing, and on the video it says that warning to China but really
Pakistan as well.
Yeah, but really those nuclear missiles are going to end up not at China, not at Pakistan, but at America. And America's, we're just going to get some scriptures going into that, backing it up, as we always go into a camp prophecy in the news, because we filter everything that we say, everything that goes on in the news through the scriptures, because we're in some prophetic times. And the end times, man, and as we get closer and closer to the return of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, the prophecies are going to only continue to ramp up and intensify. So without further ado, just hand over to the brother.
Right. India is going to shoot nuclear missiles at America, Babylon the Great, very, very soon, according to the Bible. And not just India, but India has just recently been in the news for doing a submarine launched ballistic missile test. And so that's the reason why we're highlighting or specifying India. We're using them because their test is the inspiration, if you will, for this lesson, or the spark for this lesson. Okay. But this is Isaiah, the 46th chapter, verses 8, 9, and 10. And it reads, remember this, and I want to stress again, okay, according to the scriptures, according to the Bible, okay, all right, this is not a guess, this is not a joke, this is not, some whacked out, crazy, bugged out idea. This is according to the scriptures, okay. In India, along with many other nations, along with every other nation that has nuclear weapons capability, is going to shoot nuclear missiles at America, Babylon the Great, okay? very, very soon, according to the Bible. And we're going to bring the precepts out, and we're going to show you, we got an article and we got a clip. But verse 8 of Isaiah 46, remember this and show yourselves men. Okay, bring it again, because there's a difference between men and women. Okay, show yourselves men. Men are conduct themselves in a certain manner. Women are conduct themselves in a different manner. Okay, don't act like a woman. Act like a man. Show yourself men. Gird up your loins like a what? A man or a woman? Gird up your loins like a man. Okay, remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Okay, transgressors. What are we transgressing? Okay. I don't know why you call us transgressors. You're transgressing the laws, commandments, and statutes of Yahweh Shema Shah. Well, that's all right, because they're done away with now. They don't matter anymore. No, they're not done away with. They do. The laws, commandments, and statutes of Yahweh Shema Shah always matter. But we're under grace. Yes, we're under grace. So we ain't got to keep the law anymore. Yes, we do. Well, we're not going to get salvation by the word. Therefore, by the deeds of the law shall no flesh be saved or justified. That's true. But nevertheless, you still need to keep the laws. If you break the laws of Yahweh Shema Shah, that's still sin. That's still transgression. Okay, we're in a grace period, but that doesn't mean you just go and keep racking up the bill, 10 times over, 100 times over, 1,000 times over. Right. Sin is the transgression of the law. We are to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of our ability. Okay, and rehearse the righteous acts. Mm-hmm. That shows that our faith is real, and it shows Heavenly Father that we love Him. Right. As it is written, if you love me, keep my commandments. Mm-hmm. Okay, and sin is the transgression of the law, right? So these transgressors, He's calling us transgressors here, or those transgressors here, because they're breaking His laws. Right. And Yahweh Mashiach came, and He said He came not to destroy. Yeah, and you look that word up, it means to make void, to make of no effect. Okay, to do away with. He said He came not to do away with it, but to fulfill it. And that means the law and the prophets, but to fulfill it. And He did fulfill all the prophecies. And another definition of fulfill, when you go into it, Matthew 5:17-19, you look at the word for fulfill. Another definition for fulfill is to cause the will of the Most High, as made known in the law, to be put away as it should be. No. To be done away with as it should be. No. To be obeyed as it should be. That's right. That's what Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus Christ, said out His mouth. And then the very thing He said He came not to do is what everybody said He did. Right. See how, Isaiah 5:20 is coming into play here. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil. Put darkness for light and light for darkness. Put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Right? So remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old. Remember the former things of old. Don't put them away. Okay? Don't drop the former things of old in the name of progression. Oh, this is progressive. Right. Okay? Why we want to stay back there? We're going to progress. No, you're not progressing. Those are past. That's what they call progression is regression. Right. Okay? It says here, remember the former things of old. Rehearse the righteous acts. Seek ye out the law of the book. Seek ye the old paths. Right? The old paths is good, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay? Bring it again to mind. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me. Declaring the end. This is the point. This is what came for. Declaring the end from the beginning. India is going to shoot nuclear missiles at America, Babylon the Great, very soon, and they're all going to hit. All right, according to the Bible, it's declared, declaring, the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Let's turn over to Amos 3:7. Amos 3:7 reads, surely Yahweh, surely the Lord Yahweh, will do nothing, but or except He first reveal His secrets, which are the prophecies, unto His servants, the prophets. He reveals His secrets, which are the prophecies, to His servants, who are the prophets. And what are the servants going to do? What are the prophets going to do? Prophesy. Right. We're going to say it before it happens. India is going to shoot nuclear missiles, all their nuclear missiles, along with every other nation that has nuclear missile capability, at America, Babylon the Great, very, very soon, according to the Bible.
Right.
And then after the Heavenly Father reveals his secrets, the prophecies to his servants, the prophets speak it, they prophesy, and then he brings it to pass.
Right.
That's his program. Okay? One more time. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. This is the way it's always worked.
Right.
The prophets have always been here from before time, from olden time.
Right.
Our prophets have always been here. And this is the way it's always worked. This is nothing new. Okay? And so what we're going to do is just wanted to get those couple of quick precepts for you.
If I may add, what verse was you in Isaiah 42?
I wasn't 46. 8, 9, and 10.
Okay. I was thinking another. I got a precept.
Okay. Yeah. Bring it up. And then we're gonna get that second Esdras, right? We said we was gonna open up the second Esdras, right?
Yep.
We'll get that second Esdras, and we're gonna get the article for you, and then we're gonna continue on with some more precepts and a video clip as well.
Yep. This is Isaiah 42 and verse just get straight to the point, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. So before these things happen, the Lord is going to tell us of these of the prophecies, just like the brother said. He revealed the secrets unto the servants of prophets, and so the Lord has revealed it to us through the spirit prophet of Hashem, and then as a job of the prophet, as a man of the Lord, we're going to tell you of them. Tell you what's to come to pass and tell you what's going to happen in the very near future. And so you want to get that second?
Yeah, say second Esdras 16, right? And then we're going to get that article.
Yep. This is second Esdras 16 and verse 12, and it reads, "The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep. And the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world."
Okay, now run that back one more time, Brother Kashar.
Second Esdras 16 and verse 12. "The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep."
Tsunamis, right? And it talks about when these missiles are fired off, there's going to be a great earthquake, right? And the 10th part of the city fell, meaning the 10th part fell, but well, that's good news. The other 9 parts still standing.
Right.
No, how did the 10th part fall? Except that the first 9 parts also fell. In other words, it was complete and total destruction. Okay, that great earthquake, man. Okay, the scripture says that the earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. Okay.
It says, "And the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow."
So before the Lord, Ha'adawan, Yahweh Shem Shah. So when it says strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, it's talking about the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father's got a bow. He's been in that bow.
Right.
Okay. What is this bow? Go ahead, bro.
"His arrows that he shooteth are sharp."
What are these arrows?
Right.
Okay.
"And shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world."
And this ties directly into Joel, the 2nd chapter. We're not going to get into that tonight for the sake of time. Okay. But the bow, well, what we're going to find out is that India just did a nuclear weapons test by firing intercontinental ballistic missiles off or from submarine. They fired submarine launched ballistic missiles. Let's put it that way. Submarine launched SLBMs, right? Submarine launched ballistic missiles. Okay, I don't think they were intercontinental. I think it was submarine launched ballistic missiles. They might have been. I believe they went up into the upper atmosphere. Okay, but they were SLBMs because they're launched from a submarine. Well, that submarine is the bow, and the arrows are the missiles, man. Okay, whether they be launched from a mobile launch platform, a submarine, or whether they're launched from a missile silo. Okay, all right. Even Esau even came out with a movie called Broken Arrow, and in that movie, that it wasn't talking about no literal arrow, man, made of a wooden shaft with a metal pointy end on it with some feathers on it. No, it wasn't talking about that, man. The arrow was a reference or a metaphor for a nuclear weapon. They called it Broken Arrow because it was stolen or missing. You see? And so these arrows that Yahweh Shah is shooting, okay, and these arrows that he's shooting and that are being launched or fired from the bow are these missiles, are these SOBMs, ICBMs, hypersonic missiles, man. That's what it is. Okay,
Right.
and they're not going to miss. Every last one of them is going to hit their target. Some of them are going to be fired over there to the land of Israel, where the Israelis are at today, which they're actually Edomites. They're the lead tribe of Esau, Edom. They're the tribe of Amalek, the Amalekites, the biblical Amalekites. That's who they are. And as it is written in the scriptures, Yahweh Shemashah says he's going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
Right.
See? So they're going to get some action too. And then, of course, America and Israel, they're going to shoot off theirs. And they're going to hit some of these other areas, where their brethren are at, in Europe, Australia, the land of Gog and Magog.
Right.
And then some of these other heathen nations that have nuclear weapons capability, they're going to hit some of them too, but they're not going to be completely and totally destroyed like America and the land of Israel is going to be.
Right.
And then to make a distinction between America and the land of Israel is going to be rebuilt back up, because the Heavenly Father is going to give us that land and put us back in that land, as many prophecies make it clear that He's going to do that. But America, as we're going to get tonight, is never ever going to be inhabited again.
Right.
See, so that's what this is talking about, man. And so with that, you finish that up, bro?
Yep.
Let's get the article, and then we'll get some more precepts and get the video clip.
Yep. So share my screen, and it's from Al Jazeera.com, published October 15th, 2022, the year of Yavashim Yasha turning up, the year of the turn up. And it reads the headline. It says, India says submarine launched ballistic missile test a success.
Of course it is.
Right.
Of course it is. They can't be failing right now. We're too close to the end.
Right.
They got to get ready to hit. They got to get ready to launch these arrows and hit America, Babylon the Great.
That's right. It says, quote unquote, India is now the 6th country to have nuclear powered submarines with ballistic missile launch capabilities, which they've been had at. But it says India has successfully tested a ballistic missile fired from its first indigenous nuclear powered submarine, INS Arient, the defense ministry said, in what is seen as a boost to the country's growing military capabilities. The launch was proof of crew competency
Mm-hmm.
and validated the ballistic missile capability of Indian submarines, a key element of India's nuclear deterrence capability, the minister said on Friday. It says all operational and technological parameters of the weapon system. All operational and technological partners of the weapon. Parameters
right.
of the weapon system, which was launched from INS Arient in the Bay of Bengal, had been passed. The ministry added. India is now the 6th country alongside China, France, Russia, the UK, United Kingdom, and the United States to have nuclear powered submarines armed with ballistic missiles.
Yeah, and that's a spiritual number, because 6 is the number of man. Right.
Mm-hmm. It says the successful firing of the submarine launched ballistic missile also underlined India's push towards building its own military hardware. It says in September, India debuted its first locally made aircraft carrier, which was hailed as a milestone in efforts to counter China's increasing military assertiveness in the region. The INS Vikrant is one of the world's biggest naval vessels, at a length of 262 meters and 860 feet, and entered service after 17 years of construction tests. Which so this is really going into you know India and China having beef, but really they're gonna squash their beef.
That beef has already been they've already been simmering that down.
Yeah.
They've already been simmering that down for basically this past year. They've been really simmering that down. You got anything else in there, bro, that you want to get, or is that pretty much?
Let me get this real quick. It says India is one of the largest arms importers in the world and is trying to boost an indigenous arms industry as the country continues to rely heavily on weaponry from Moscow, its largest and oldest military supplier for decades.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, all right. Let's get the precept that we was going to get before we get into that clip. But before you get that, while you're getting that ready, this is Joel, the 3rd chapter, and the 9th verse, when 9, 10, 11, and 12. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, okay, the heathen nations, the natural born heathen. Because what you should know by now is that there are 2 groups of heathen nations, man. 2 groups of heathen, rather. Okay, there's 2 groups of heathen or 2 groups of Gentiles. All right, you have the natural born heathen nations, all of those who go back to anyone and everyone other than Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are natural born Gentiles. That's all they ever were. That's all they ever will be. That's all they ever can be, is Gentiles, because that's who they are. They have Gentile blood flowing through their veins. They do. Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They may have Abraham as their forefather, but not Isaac or Jacob. They may have Abraham and Isaac as their forefather, but not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, so without Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or for short, you can just say Jacob, because if you come from Jacob, you come from Abraham and Isaac as well. Then you're a natural born heathen. But then you have a second group of heathen or Gentiles, which are actually Israelites who are in a Gentile state of mind. And if you have discernment, if you have understanding, okay, Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is the principal thing. Get thee therefore wisdom, and in all thy getting, get understanding. And then you have study to show thyself approved, a worker that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Not wrongfully, but rightfully dividing the word of truth. If you're doing that, then it's easy to see that there's 2 groups. One group is actually Israelites. See? So this is the natural born heathen here. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the natural born Gentiles. Prepare war. Okay? Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. And this is what all the nations are doing. All the nations for years now, several years, they've seen the writing on the wall. They've all been building up their military, man. Okay? Double-digit increases in military spending year over year over year. And India is no exception to that. Okay? All right. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. Yeah, stop taking all this resources that you're putting into agriculture and all these other nominal, optional, nice to have what's the word?
Accessories?
Not accessories. They have, you have like agriculture, then it almost came to me, then it slipped away. You have agriculture, you have sectors, these different sectors or these different industries. That's what I was really looking for. Sectors was good, but industries is really hitting on the head. Yeah, all this money that you put in all these other nice to have, build it up and make it nice and fat. These other industries, hey, so we can, no. Do what you need to do to get by and take all that extra and put it into getting your military ready to fight. Okay, beat your plowshares into swords. You don't need to be having all this excess, food. Make enough to feed your population, maybe a little bit less actually, and then put that into war. Okay, because that's the time we in.
iPhone 15, man, scrap that.
Right. And your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Even Belarus is saying they're strong because they got nuclear weapons over there now. Yep. Okay. Or they either do or they're about to, because I believe they do. They do. I believe, if I remember serving correctly, Russia's got some nuclear weapons there, and they got the ability to shoot. Yep. Okay. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. See, and this is the time that we're coming in. We're coming up on. So that's rapidly approaching, man.
Right.
Okay, the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is over there in that region of Saudi Arabia. Okay, that's where it is, man. Over there in the region of Saudi Arabia, right around there where Iran and Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and all of those countries are right over there, man.
Right.
Okay, and you got the Euphrates River on one side, which is drying up, like it says in the book of Revelation, to prepare the way of the kings of the east. Okay, the Euphrates River, that great river, is drying up, and it is. It's essentially, for all intents and purposes, dry now. No military is going to have any problem getting across that river right now already. Okay, and you can look at what it looked like 2 years ago in 2020, and compared to what it looks like now, and you like, my goodness, that's not the same river, is it?
Right.
Because this river, and even then it was weak, it was low, but at least it was still, you're gonna have some problems trying to get your military across this river. You might want to find it, but not anymore. 2 short years later,
Sean, we at the end of this.
We are at the end. We are at the end, and then you got on the other side, you got the Red Sea.
Right.
Okay, so that's the time we in. Let's go.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon,
America,
an assembly of great nations.
An assembly, like we said, India is going to shoot their nuclear missiles, whether they're submarine launched, whether they're mobile launch platforms. But I don't think India has mobile launch platforms. But whether they're submarine launched or mobile launch platforms or shot from missile silos, stationary missile silos, India is going to shoot nuclear missiles and weapons against America, Babylon the Great, very soon, according to the scriptures. But not just them.
Right.
Not just them.
Okay. I was just looking at that word assembly. It says multitude, company.
Right. Everybody who's in the nuclear weapons club.
Yep.
Everybody.
Organized body. Because they are going to come together on one accord, man, to come up against Babylon.
Right.
So again, it says, for lo, Jeremiah 59, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
From the north country. And you got to see here the context. A lot of times when you'll see it talking about the northern army or the north country, they'll talk about America, Babylon the Great. But the context here tells you it's clearly not. Right. And also when you look on a map, what country is more northern than Russia, the land of Gog and Magog? Okay?
Right. Yeah.
So this here, the context is telling you this isn't talking about, in this case, this isn't talking about America, Babylon the Great, because the context is telling you that it's going to be against America, Babylon the Great.
Right.
See? So this is talking about Russia. Read that verse one more time, Sean.
Jeremiah 50 and 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon. And let's say raised, they're being raised up, man. At like 10, 15 years ago, they wasn't being raised up, but now we're at the end, man. We've been at the end, but everything's ramping up and they're being raised up to, get this evil thought against Babylon, to get mad. It's like France, for instance. America took the submarine deal right from France's right from under France's feet to Australia.
They haven't forgot about that.
Right. Yep. So they being raised up, man, and that anger, that fuel is only being built up, just like Iran with Soleimani. They ain't forgot about that. Yeah. And various other countries that America is pissed off, man.
Right. And what is Russia doing right now? Russia is screaming to the whole world that Ukraine is about to do a not true flag. Everybody else can say that word, but we can't say it.
Right.
All right. We can't say the double F term. Okay. So we say instead of saying the first F word, we say not true.
Yeah.
Okay. And then flag event. Right. And so that's what Russia is screaming. Russia made calls to DC, France, who else? Britain, Turkey, telling them, hey, look, they about to do this and they're going to blame us. They about to detonate a dirty bomb, a dirty nuclear bomb in Ukraine and blame us for it, or they might shoot a tactical nuke.
Right.
But it is imminent.
Imminent.
It's imminent.
Mm.
For real though.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. And everybody act like they wasn't going to listen. Guess what Russia did? They screamed it again.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. They pretty much still screaming that right now. Hey, look, they said not only we gonna tell y'all, but now we're screaming it to the whole world. We're screaming to the whole world. Look, we have concrete, hardcore evidence that this is what. Oh, and they also just recently came out and said that I can't remember if they said they had proof or whether or not they just simply know it. I want to say they said they had proof. They know that America is behind this plot. That's what they said. That's the accusation.
Right.
That's the accusation that America is behind this plot, pushing Ukraine to do a not true flag event where they detonate a dirty nuclear bomb in Ukraine and then blame them so that gives the West pretext to completely and totally enter into the war and completely and totally vilify, their brethren, which are the Edomites in the land of Gog and Magog.
Right.
That's the time we in, man. Okay. And Russia is saying it is imminent.
Right.
Okay. We'll have to see what happens, but imminent means like in the next few days, week,
right. 2.
That's
100%. And if it don't end up happening, you're gonna have to look at that dude funny, like, hey man, you bringing out, you're not bringing out the right information.
Or something, or either that or they change the plan. But who knows the way this devil moves, man? Because if I was gonna do some, if I was gonna do some dirt, or the brother's gonna do some dirt, and somebody said, "Hey, you about to do dirt," we wouldn't do it anymore. We're like, "Damn, I'm exposed."
Right.
But the devil don't necessarily move that way.
Right.
The devil might, I would think that if that's got legitimacy to it, which I suspect it does. Okay. Just looking at the way that the Russians are moving and looking at the way the West is moving, you would think that they would scrap that plan
or change the way they do it,
or change something.
But they're saying they're gonna do about dirty nuke bomb, and it can be done by a car.
So we'll see what happens, man. We know we in that time, and we know things are going to go down.
Right.
Even if they decide to say, "Well, damn," let's just say it's legit, and they say, "Well, damn, Russia's putting us on blast, so we're gonna have to change the plan because we did it's too obvious." You think they're just going to scrap the? Let's just say they did. They're saying, "Damn, they put us on blast. We're gonna have to come up with something else." Well, maybe we just can't do anything right now. No. If they do, which I don't even know that they will, bro, I can see them just going ahead and doing it anyway, because they are denying and they're saying, no, it's not going to be us, it's going to be them. It's going to be them. Yeah. And so they can just run with that. Be like, yep, they let's just say they go ahead and do it. See, we told you it was them. Yeah, right. The Russians going to say, no, it wasn't us, it was them. No, it was them. It's he say, she say. Right. Yep. And who's the one who's controlling the narrative to the world? Well, it's the West. Right. That puts them in a little bit of a position of power. So they can just run with it and just do it anyway, and then just use their bigger megaphone to say it was them. Yep. Yeah. That's what I see happening. But let's just say that they do back off. Let's say it's legit. It's true. And then they back off and they say, well, we can't do it now because what do you think they're gonna do? They're just gonna, sit on their hands and twiddle their thumbs. Right. They going if they do back off of that, they're gonna come up with something equally, if not greater, more nefarious to do to replace it. Right. We are in that time. The point that I'm making is we're in that time. Things are not going to chill. Things are not going to settle down. Okay. Right. We are in that time. Things are already popping off. I was about to say something's about to pop off, but things are already popping off all over the place. Yeah. Things are about to pop off to a new level. Things are going to pop off to a new level. Right. Whether they follow through with this, whether it's legit or not, whether they follow through with this or not, or whether they come up with something else or not, it's going something is going. The escalation is going to continue, man. Right. Okay. This is like my favorite precept of the week, which is we brought this out the other day. We brought this out last night. I want to bring it out again tonight, which is 2nd Ezra's 8 and 50. Right. And it reads, because this is the time we're in. You think anything's going to chill? Nothing's going to. There's no chilling, man. Nope. There is no chilling. This world is not going to know rest until the kingdom, man.
That's right.
Okay? And in the kingdom, the Israelites are only going to be the only ones that rest at first. Okay? Okay? And I suppose the earth and the beasts and everything, the earth itself and the, you know, the earth will be at rest, you know, all
Right.
creation, you know,
Beasts,
but only the Israelites are going to be the only nation on earth at rest at first in the kingdom.
Right.
And then eventually the other heathen nations will get mercy except for Esau. But this is 8 and 50. For many great miseries. Tell me if you think that things are going to settle down or everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry, be happy.
Right.
You know? Hakuna Matata.
Right.
You know? Going back from the Lion King. No, man. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Okay? So it's coming, man. It's coming. Hey, with those Russians are saying over there, even if you like, I don't know about that, you know, they saying it's imminent, but is it really imminent? I don't know. Maybe hey, we are in that time, man.
Right.
It's plausible. It's very plausible. I can see that happening, man. I can see that happening. I'm inclined to believe them, and if it doesn't happen, I'm inclined to believe that most likely somebody was like, look, we're gonna have to change the plan up a little bit.
Right.
And then just look for whatever else they replace it with. You got
Right. And I gotta bring this quote out from the Serbian president from War News 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to pop up right here. This from 2 days ago. It says, Serbian president, we are headed for a global military conflict the world has never seen before.
Everything's gonna be all right, man.
Right.
Don't worry, be happy.
Right.
Okay? Don't worry. Ain't no way anybody's gonna detonate any dirty nuclear bombs.
Right.
I agree, but you gotta add a little bit more to it. No way anybody's gonna detonate any dirty nuclear bombs and stop there. Okay?
Right.
Right. I agree as long as you add the words and stop there. Hey, that's just a checkpoint on the way to, you know, complete and total thermonuclear war.
Right. And he also said the president of Serbia confirmed the bad developments marked by Russia's first mobilization since World War II, as he declared that we're heading for a third world war.
We're already in it.
Right.
We're already in the beginning stages, man. And more people are saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then of the ones who are not saying it, more and more are at least saying we're headed to it, which this person is in that category. Right. But more and more every day are saying, look, we're in the third world war already. Yes, we are.
Right.
If things was to progress, you know, and we was to get through this war and things settle down and all that, like, which is not, because we're going into the kingdom. But if it was going to be some period of time where humanity continued on as it is now, like after World War II, and they was to write the history books and say when World War III started, well, it actually started here. That time has already passed. Right. We're already in it. Mm-hmm. We're in the earlier stages of it, and it's ramping up to its final climax, right. which is India, along with all the other nuclear power countries, shooting their nuclear missiles at America. Right, Babylon the Great.
Mm-hmm. And he also added, in 1 to 2 months, there will be a military conflict on such a scale that the world has not seen since 1945.
Right, and it's going to exceed World War II. You know, it's going to totally eclipse World War II. You know how, like, when they show the comparisons from the nuclear power, the devastation, the power of the atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they showed a little mushroom cloud, cute little mushroom cloud, right? The cute little mushroom cloud, and then they showed little what was it? A fat man and little boy, yeah. And you got little boy there, oh, cute little mushroom cloud, and then you say fat man, oh, don't be bigger, look cute, look. And then they show you the modern ones of today, and it's like those two, which were very devastating, pale in comparison. Well, that's what it's going to be like with World War II and World War III, only even greater, man. Right. World War III is a whole nother. That's why, what is that? Isaiah 9 and 5? Is that Isaiah 9 and 5? Let's get that for you real quick. And then we're going to keep going. Okay? Isaiah 9 and 5, and it reads, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Every battle, man. including World War II. Yeah, World War III too. It ain't no different. Well, right now it's not. Okay,
Right.
but this is the ramp up. This is the build up. But this, talking about World War III, you got to make a distinction there, man. Whole nother ball game. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, because
Right.
this is going to be a nuclear war. So it is very, very plausible that they are going to, cross that nuclear threshold by a dirty nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, here comes some tactical nukes. And then next thing you know, here comes some more tactical nukes, only with a bigger yield.
Right.
And then here comes some more tactical nukes with a bigger yield. And then everybody's getting scared, and they sign some type of a treaty. Woo, peace and safety. And then the nuclear missiles fly.
Right.
The ICBM, the big boys.
Right.
The ICBMs and the hypersonics. And the SLBMs.
Yeah, and they also talking about that after the nuke, the dirty nuke bomb, goes off. They talking about radioactive, spilling over to Poland, and then going over into Germany as well. And then
Article 5, baby. Article 5. And that's what Russia is saying, that the whole point of this, to give the West, so that the West could save face, because the West wants to really jump into the war and fight. But they need a reason. They got to have an excuse.
Right.
And that's what Russia is saying that they're going to use this for.
Right.
We'll see how it plays out. We know it's going there.
All right.
We know it's going there. How exactly it plays out, we'll see.
Right.
But we already know where it's going, so it don't really matter, man. It's like somebody's trying to head fake. Somebody on the court, bro, play high school basketball. It's like somebody dribbling all over the court. They got all these fancy moves through the leg, behind the back, hard go try to. But you know exactly where they're going to take the shot.
Right. Yeah.
You know exactly the spot they're going to wind up in to take the shot. And you know what type of shot it's going to be. It's going to be a hook shot. It's going to be a fadeaway. Yeah. What's it going to be? Is it going to be? You know exactly what it's going to be. Are you going to go running around? Damn, what's he going to do next? Oh, shoot, let me see. Oh, shoot, he broke my ankle. No, you just going to go stand at the spot where you know he's going to come.
You're looking into it.
Yeah. Because you know he's coming there to take that shot.
Ain't going to be no head fake.
Right. And you know what type of shot he's going to take.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to pump fake twice. Okay. 1, 2, smack.
Shit out here, man.
So
game over.
We know where this is going.
Yeah, game over. We win.
Going back to the Amos 3 and 7. You got it, bro.
Yeah. It says the kingdom's already prepared. We just gotta wait for it, man. And watch how these things play out. We know it, like the brother said, we know it's coming. Jeremiah 50 and 9 again. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her.
All of them.
From thence she shall be taken.
Yep.
Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
Yeah, those ICBMs, those SLBMs that India just tested.
Right.
Those arrows. What about those arrows out?
No, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Everyone's going to hit its target. Every last one.
Right. Verse 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil.
That's talking about America still, man. Just referred to by a different name.
All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded.
Which is the UK.
She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost.
She's going to shoot hers too?
Right. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall
America.
be. Mm-hmm.
America is the hindermost of the nations.
Shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
Mm.
Because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate.
Wholly desolate.
Everyone that goes by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
Yeah, India and all the other ones too.
Right.
We're just focused on India because India is in the news with this successful, I might add,
right.
SLBM missile test.
Right. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. Verse 14. All ye that bend the bow. All ye that bend the bow.
All ye that have nuclear weapons capability.
Shoot. Yep.
What you going to do with that nuclear weapons capability?
Shoot at her.
America. Shoot at America.
Spare no arrows.
Spare no arrows. Every last missile.
Right.
Every last SLBM. Every last ICBM. Every last hypersonic missile. Shoot at her. Spare no arrows. Right. There will be no, when we go into the kingdom and we have to have them destroy all the weapons, they ain't gonna have to destroy no nuclear weapons. Right. No ICBMs. They're all going to be shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says, for she has sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she had done, do unto her.
Yeah. What we got next, bro?
Oh yeah, Obadiah.
Yeah, let's get that Obadiah, and then we'll get the video clip.
Obadiah, it's only one chapter, in verse 6 and 7. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Yeah, India is an ally. Okay.
Right.
But all of America's allies. All of America's allies and all of America's enemies, of course. But the focus here is that, hey, even your allies, America.
Right.
And India is an ally.
Right. It says, have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
The men that were at peace with thee, your allies.
Right. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we see. The stage is set.
Yeah.
Stage is set. I think it's obsolete to say that the stage is being set.
Right.
Stage is pretty much set.
That's right. So this is from India Today, published October 14th, 2022. And it says, ballistic missile test off INS Arian, a message to China.
India Today's National Bureau Chief Abhishek Balla, who has covered defense for many years, also with me live. Abhishek, quite unusual. The Ministry of Defense.
It started over again. Salakia, but Elon got his own way of doing things, and so it comes off like it's a parody off of a movie or something like that. But this is legit. You saw the article we just got, okay? Right. So Salakia, just excuse Elon,
India Today's National Bureau Chief Abhishek Balla, who has covered defense for many years, also with me live. Abhishek, quite unusual. The Ministry of Defense announcing a test of a long-range submarine-launched ballistic missile from the INS Arihant. We've come a long way from the days of secrecy, haven't we, Abhishek? But first off, what do we know about this test?
Well, certainly, Shiv, it's a big moment that, the announcement of this test has been made public by the Indian Ministry of Defense. Such tests are usually, kept in secrecy. Not the case this time. And once again, it's important, Shiv, and the Ministry of Defense has underlined this, that this is purely as a deterrent that the Indian military is carrying out such a test and to ensure that, the adversary is always a deterrent of India being a nuclear power. The fact that INS Arihant has been part of Indian military's arsenal for quite a while now, it's important that this test has taken place. It's taken place in the Bay of Bengal. What the Ministry of Defense has said that it has ticked all the boxes as far as several parameters are concerned, and in those terms, it's an extremely
Back to the Joel 3, 9, and 10. Real quick. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Okay? These Elamites here. The Indians. Okay? The East Indians. They are Gentiles. Natural-born heathen. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what you hear Elam saying right now.
That's right.
Significant test that has happened. Just to remind our viewers that the INS Arihant, which is a nuclear capable submarine, is very different from the other conventional submarines that the Indian Navy has. The other submarines, are diesel and electrically powered, whereas
Yes.
this is, this has a nuclear reactor, which means it can float under the water for a much longer time, in fact, for months, and it can also travel much longer than a conventional submarine. And the fact that
Yes.
nuclear warheads can be deployed on this obviously makes it an extremely strategic.
Abhishek, the
platform.
INS Arihant, India's nuclear submarine INS Arihant, carries two different kinds of missiles. One is called the K-15.
You can see how Elam is proud of his nuclear
Yeah.
submarine.
Right.
And he proud,
That's how real.
yes, yeah, and he's proud of his successful SLBM, test, right? Like yeah, we got our spot on the world stage.
Right.
Slow your roll there, Elam. I think that the Most High Yahweh Shema Shah might have a little something to say about that. Okay, so this is for you, Elam. Psalms, the second Psalm, right? Verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yahweh shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Okay, so hey, it's a vain thing, man. For Elam to think that he got his time to shine, he got his spot. He flexing. Everybody looking at him like, all right, Elam, okay, all right, I see you, Elam. Okay, but it's all vain, man. It's all in that. Now he's gonna have his part to play, okay, because he's got to shoot his missiles on America, Babylon the Great. His army has to go down to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, like we read about already. Right. So it's all called to walk, right? Yeah. But Elam is going into slavery just like all the other heathen nations are going into slavery.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw I missed that. That's all right.
Yeah, I try to pick it up with them big ass tongs.
Which has a pretty modest range of about 250 to 300 kilometers. But the missile that we're probably talking about here, we don't know this for sure, and that detail has not yet been revealed by the Ministry of Defense. But there is a much longer range missile that the INS Arihant is armed with, and that is the K4. K stands for Kalam, FYI to all of you.
Elam, want to make sure you see the sub there.
Right. Yeah.
He got the dotted line circle, it's rotating with an arrow.
Yeah,
This is our sub right here. Our nuclear power sub. Elam a trip, man.
Right. Look like he trying to get a scholarship, man. And like when you put them highlights up and you want the coaches to see which one's you put the little circle around you to show them which one's you.
Yeah.
They trying to get them recruited, man.
And these missile series has been named in his honor. It's the Kalam 4 or the K4 missile.
They had like you said, the circle and the arrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. The circle and the arrow.
When I paused it, I only seen the circle, and then I seen it rolling, and then I seen the arrow.
You can't miss it, man. It's right in the middle of the screen.
Right.
He loves the trip, man.
Man.
They gonna make some good slaves in the kingdom.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you gonna be over charge of the graphics there.
Right. Yeah.
Missile that has a range of about 3,500 to 4,000 kilometers. And Abhishek, that's the real nuclear deterrent inside this submarine. With a range of about 3,500 to 4,000 kilometers, this missile can target targets all across China, different parts of the world. It isn't pointed at anybody, but obviously, China will be taking notice of this because this is a submarine-launched ballistic missile. And as we know, Abhishek, the sea leg of the nuclear triad is said to be the most secretive, the most difficult to detect, and therefore the most lethal.
It is definitely secretive, Shiv, and that's the reason why, the kind of missile that's been used in this test has not been made public. But you and I can make an intelligent guess that in all probability, this is the upgraded missile that was being developed for many years, which has a range of nearly 4,000 kilometers, much more from the original missile that was deployed on Arihant, which had a range of 500 to 600 kilometers.
All right, so you see, Elon has successfully tested his submarine-launched ballistic missile. It sounds like, from what they were saying, you got the nuclear triad, right? Which, if I understand it correctly, you got the ability to fire, to bring missiles, to deploy nuclear weapons from land, sea, or air. The air would be the bombs. Okay. Ain't nobody gonna want to drop no bombs on America. Right. You ain't gonna want to drop no bombs on America. That ain't gonna go too well. All right. But you got from air, from sea, from land. And apparently Elon had it from the air and from the land, but now he just added the sea. Now he's got the nuclear triad going. Mm-hmm. Okay. And India is indeed going to fire nuclear weapons at America, Babylon the Great, very, very soon. Thus saith the scriptures. And we've already got that precept. All right. A couple of those precepts. We're going to get some more. Okay. Right. We're going to get some more and then wrap this lesson up.
There's Isaiah 13 and verse 19.
Now this context here is getting into the Medes, which is modern day Russia, most often referred to in the scriptures as the land of Gog and Magog. And then, hey, we got one instance here. It's not often referred to as the North Country, but we got one instance earlier in this lesson was referred to as the North Country. What was that? Jeremiah 50? Yep. Yeah, Jeremiah 50 and 9, right? But this is talking about Russia, right? But nevertheless, Russia is going to be leading that coalition of nations, right. And India is going to be one of those nations. Yep. India is an ally to Russia. Right. And on paper, still technically an ally to America, Babylon the Great, but they're really with Russia. And before it's all over, okay, they're just gonna drop America altogether like a old ugly washed up girlfriend. Right. Straight up, really. They're gonna old ugly washed up. She ain't any good for you. Right. You stay with her, she's gonna drag you down. Right. And they're gonna drop America like that. Mm-hmm. And then turn around and shoot those nuclear missiles along with everybody else. So you got BRICS, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And right. Guess what? Iran just joined. I believe Argentina is either joined or about to join. Saudi Arabia. Yep. Saudi Arabia is joining. Yep. Okay. Everybody sees where the winning team is. Right. Everybody's going on that side, man. Mm-hmm. Okay. Everybody sees who the problem is. I did a lesson like 3 or 4 months ago where you had this Elamite. He was going in hard, and he was calling out America and the West by name, especially America, and saying that America is the root of all the world's problems. Damn. Right. Nobody would have used to say that before, especially not out loud, and definitely if you do say it out loud, it ain't gonna be on the world stage. Right. Now here we're in that time of Obadiah. So right before you continue into that, bro, let me get this Obadiah. Okay, because this is the time we're in from the book of Obadiah, and it reads, let's get straight to the point. Behold, I, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua speaking, the one the world calls God is speaking, I have made thee, he's talking to the Edomites, which the Edomites are running America, Babylon the Great. So it starts with America, Babylon the Great. Right now, all of the different nations around the world that are run by Edomites are not really despised like that. But it starts with America, Babylon the Great. which is the capital city of the revived Roman Empire. And the Most High is making that city greatly despised, that we're going to read. And then ultimately the whole nation of Esau Edom is going to be greatly despised. Behold, because if it was the whole nation right now, then everybody won't be jumping on Russia's team, because Russia is Edomites too.
Yep.
See, but it starts with America, Babylon the Great, and then it's going to extend to the whole nation in the kingdom. Behold, I have made thee, the Edomites, man, starting with America, Babylon the Great, small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised, and they are greatly despised.
Right.
See?
Isaiah 13 and 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. This is a future prophecy, man. This is going to happen. Babylon, as we've said many times, is America. And America is about to be wholly and completely desolate. As it said, as we read in Jeremiah 50, it's going to be as Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was completely destroyed by way of fire and brimstone. And America is going to be destroyed by fire, by those nuclear warheads being detonated over here, man. It's going to be completely and utterly desolate. And as it says right here, verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. No man is going to dwell in America ever again after this nuclear destruction. And if you're in America when those nukes detonate over here, when those warheads detonate, you are not going to survive. No matter where you try to go, if you are on the lands of America, if your feet, your soles are on American soil, you are not going to survive.
It don't matter if you're in a deep underground bunker. Don't talk to me about no regular bunker. Okay?
Right.
But I know what you're thinking. You might be, well, they got that deep underground military bunker. Well, how about that one? Okay, well, let's just say, because who knows how deep it actually is. Let's just say it's deep enough. Let's just say it's deep enough that it doesn't get destroyed by the thermonuclear destruction. They ain't ever coming out of there.
Right here, exactly.
Never. Okay? That's if you even entertain that idea.
Right.
But I'm much more inclined to believe that thermonuclear destruction, man, when you have 200 million nuclear warheads, each of those motherfuckers big enough to destroy any city here in America, Babylon the Great by itself, really, right? Okay? And you got 200 million of them completely blanketing this landmass.
Right.
And then you got Yahweh Shema Shai himself personally escorting those missiles here, his spirit. And then his spirit is actually going to be in that thermonuclear fire. Okay? As it is written, the Lord Yahweh is a consuming fire. Yeah, but it ain't consuming everything. Some things are going to be left. Hey, man, it doesn't say in the English, but that's really what it means. He's an all-consuming fire.
Yep.
All right? So I'm much more inclined to believe, don't even talk about the regular bunkers, man. Those things are going to get licked up, man. Just like the stone on the altar that Elijah built when he called down fire from heaven, man. Nobody ain't even thinking about those. But what about the deep underground military bunker? I believe through the spirit, probably Yahweh Shema Shai, that's going to be burnt and licked up too, man.
Right.
Okay? Okay, because this is a fervent heat, man. Okay, this is a fervent heat. All right? And it's going to completely and totally engulf this place, man. All right?
Right.
It might land here, man, and it's going to turn America into the lake of fire, and it might molten this whole landmass down 5, 6, 7, 10 miles below the surface, man. It might be nothing but liquid molten rock, right. 10 miles deep, 20 miles deep. We don't know.
Right.
The Most High might liquefy the whole crust of the earth in this last landmass, man.
Right.
Okay? So nah, man, through the spirit power, Yahweh Shema Shai is an all-consuming fire, man. He gonna swallow up that deep underground military bunker. And like, there ain't gonna be no survivors, man.
That's right.
No survivors here.
Right. I was looking it up. It says the Greenbrier bunker is buried 720 feet underground.
That's nothing.
Right.
Yeah, in case you're asking about. I'm talking about no 7. No, if you saying feet, shut up. Shut up. Don't say nothing.
It says it would not survive a direct nuclear strike, but it is.
Hey, every place here is going to get hit directly.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay,
It says
200 million, man.
Yeah, that's it. But it said it is capable of surviving a blast 15 to 30 miles away.
And don't even mention the chariots, man, which are going to be zapping, putting the finishing touches on this place, as well as other regions where Esau Edom is at with the laser beams,
Right.
man, from the chariots. Okay,
That's right.
highly concentrated fire, man. Okay, that's just the best thing we can liken it to, man. It's otherworldly, man. If you want to get a very, very, and I'm not being facetious here, I'm being serious. If you want to get a very, very tiny, extremely minute idea of what that's going to be like, watch War of the Worlds that had Tom Cruise in it, because they were zapping those people with little itty bitty laser beams, turning them to dust and powder, just like it says in 2 Ezra 13. Okay,
Mhm.
but that's very, very tiny little small scale. It's going to be much greater than that, man.
Yeah.
No. You can't convince me, man, that I don't know how deep that, they ain't gonna tell you how deep that deep underground military bunker is, man. But Most High, man, he's an all-consuming fire. He's
Right.
gonna lick that up too.
That's right.
Okay.
Right here it says the Deep Underground Command Center is a United States military installation.
Right.
And it's a very deep underground center close to the Pentagon. And it says perhaps 3,000 to 4,000 feet down. And I looked it up.
That's not even 1 mile.
That's what, it said
That's
4,000 feet is.
5,280 feet is 1 mile. Don't ask me why I remember that. I just do. 5,280 feet, if I remember correctly, is 1 mile, man.
Yeah.
That's like 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, 4,000 is.
That's a joke, man.
Yeah.
That's a joke. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, this place is going to be completely and totally and utterly burned, man, and everybody in it is going to be cooked.
That's right.
All right.
It says, again, verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dwell there. So it's only going to be wild beasts, unclean creatures, unclean birds, like you see in the desert.
Well, that's once the fire goes out,
Yeah,
man. It's
yeah.
going to take a while,
Yeah.
man, for that fire to go out. But once the fire does go out, it's just going to be a desert. That's the forbidden zone from the Planet of the Apes movies, man.
Right.
That's why Esau know about this, man.
Mm-hmm.
He know about this.
Right.
And that's why they put that in those movies. And that's why they're all building bunkers. And the ones that really know what's up, they're not building bunkers here in America. They're building bunkers other places.
Right. It says, verse 22, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry on their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged.
All right. There's an appointed time for this to happen, man. Appointed day, an appointed hour, appointed month, an appointed year. And it's going to happen then, man. It is rapidly approaching, and it is close. It's close. It is so close, and it's rapidly approaching.
Right.
And that would be alarming enough if it was just rapidly approaching, but it was still kind of far away. It's rapidly approaching, and it's very, very so close.
So, Revelation 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with its glory.
That's Yahushua, Hamashiach.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Mm-hmm. What else we got, bro?
Ezekiel 35.
Let's wrap it up.
Ezekiel 35 and verse 1. It says, Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Mount Seir being Esau Edom, metaphor, of course, for Esau Edom.
Well, yeah, he's referring to the nation of Esau Edom by the landmass that they were
Right.
given. Yeah. which is Genesis 36:8, is the precept for that. You got
Right.
it.
And it says to prophesy against it, because
Mhm.
the Lord is not for Esau Edom.
He hates
So
him.
why not?
He hates him. That's it. I'm sure of it. I hate him.
That's right.
Moving line.
Verse 3, and say unto it, thus said the Lord power Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee,
Mm-hmm.
and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Most desolate.
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Why is the Lord going to do these things to Mount Seir, to Esau Edom, so-called white men, generally speaking? Because that, verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel
Mm-hmm.
by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. What does it say in Numbers 35 and 33? That the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. And then a whole lot of blood is going to be shed when these nuclear missiles, shed not a whole lot, but everybody who's on here on this landmass is going to be purged, man,
Yeah.
by the nuclear detonation. Then after that, it's going to be cleansed, but even still, nobody's going to dwell in it.
Yeah.
Because of the bloodshed that Esau Edom has done to the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. It says verse 6, therefore, as I live, said the Lord power Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Verse 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate.
Mount Seir most desolate. That's all of the kingdom of Esau Edom.
Right.
And it begins with America, Babylon the Great.
That's right.
Okay.
And cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth.
Yeah. Because eventually all the Edomites are going to be done away with. There's not going to be any more Edomites passing out,
Right.
meaning dying, and nor any more Edomites. How did it put it about? What was it? Passing him that goeth out,
passeth out and him that returneth.
and him that returneth. No more Edomites returning, meaning being born back on the earth.
Right. Because it says that in Isaiah 14,
Mhm.
while the other nations being, put in their grave, Esau is cast out as an abominable branch.
Right. Okay. And left without root nor branch, son nor nephew.
That's right. That was it on there. You wanted to, that was verse 7.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
That was the last precept, right?
Yep.
So yeah. Okay. So that's what that's pretty much it. That's what we have for you tonight. Okay. India is testing its nuclear weapons, is now joined the ranks of those that have the ability to fire submarine launched ballistic missiles. And they're going to shoot those submarine launched ballistic missiles along with their land-based ballistic missiles on America, Babylon the Great, very, very soon.
Right.
But not just them and every nation, all ye that bend the bow, every nation that has nuclear weapons capability along with them, including America's allies, including America's mother, the UK. They're all going to shoot their weapons, their nuclear weapons against America, Babylon the Great. And some are going to go to the land of Israel as well, right? And this is going to take place and happen very, very, very soon. Thus saith the scriptures, thus saith the Bible.
That's right.
As it is written.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And before we do, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Greek Millstone. Much peace, love, and respect to the brothers teaching, pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Out of one brother's eye, this lesson was edifying and encouraging to you, Akim, and the Akwaf that may be listening and or watching. Ayashmaya Kwana Azanyam Lashema Shemai. Let him who has ears to hear. Kwam Yasharala. Baba Kusha Abai Baba Aitha. Wakal Adwan. Shalom Lahabakariam. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.